All right, you know what it is. This was about the first riot that I was ever in. I'm gonna break this down for you. We're gonna talk about the first riot I was ever in. So sit back and relax and enjoy the ride. This is how we do it at the Mecca. Make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed and like this video while the intro is playing. All right. All right, you know what it is. Unique Mecca Audio, man. This one's about the first riot that I was ever in, right? I was in Virginia Beach. I just got picked up in New York City. I'm driving down 8th Avenue. I'm in a charcoal gray Lincoln Continental that I just brought from my man up on Broadway. You know, he liked the little Honda that I had, so, you know, I traded the Honda for the Lincoln. It was a Continental, you know, so I went and got TVs, VCRs, the stash for the, the joint sitting and all that. They said I allegedly put in it, because when I got arrested, they said they found a couple of 9mm in it, right? So, I get arrested in that joint. I was looking at an old Club 2000 tape that was new back then, and I was watching Menace to Society, right? So I get picked up. They take me down to MCC, New York. When I get down there, I run into my man from the Wild Cowboys. Big shout out to the Wild Cowboys. All right, relax, y'all, relax. Let me finish telling you about the Wild Cowboys, man. Relax. Now, the Wild Cowboys, they're a group. I'm going to talk about them later. If y'all want to hear about the Wild Cowboys, put it in the comments. The Wild Cowboys was a group of dudes, black and white, that drove around in LTD cars, which is what the police drove back then, the jump out boys, as we called it, because they used to pull up on the block, jump out, and chase us to try and get the pack. So they had a LTD, and they put the light on the top, and they'll pull you over, act like they police 2, 3 in the morning, you coming back from the club or hanging out or whatever, and, throw you in the trunk. You know what I mean? And then call your people, tell your people to bring them 500,000, 200,000, and, you bring it, they let you go, right? They was good about letting you go as long as you paid the money. You didn't pay the money, you had an issue, right? So that was the Wild Cowboys. So I'm down there with my man, Big Dre, right? Big Dre with me in MCC, Brooklyn, and, we talking, because I know one of his girls and all that from 7th Avenue, one of my workers was messing with her, and that's who called, set me up and all that, how I got locked up, so we had something in common. But now, me and Dre in there, then, I wound up getting sent down to Virginia. So when I get sent down to Virginia, I'm down to Virginia, and it was real crazy. When I get down to Virginia, right, they came and got me during a snowstorm. I got locked up December 10th, 1994. By December 28th, they had me on the road, because they had to get me out of there in less than 30 days because I had a bail in New York because the case was weak, and they had to get me to Virginia so they could revoke the bail. So they come pick me up in one of the biggest snowstorms at that time. And they drove me from New York to Virginia. It took about maybe 14, 15 hours when it's normally a 7-hour ride down to Virginia. So we stopped off like in Farrington, picked up a couple of people, stopped off in what's the other joint? Fort Ditch, picked up a few people that we stopped off in Alexandria, Virginia. And at the time, that's where they had Alpo in Alexander, Virginia. So, of course, when we ride down, the police giving us all these rumors about Rayful and Alpo and this and that. And, nobody want to hear that crap, because you don't listen to nothing the police got to say. Anything come out the police mouth is a damn lie when you on the street. So y'all don't think I'm bashing the police. But just letting you know that's how it was back then. So, they was saying all these rumors. So we leave, and they drove me down to Portsmouth, Virginia. When I get down to Portsmouth, Virginia, I got down there like 12:05, and Portsmouth said, no, we can't let him in because by law you're supposed to release him, because you're supposed to be here by 12 o'clock. They didn't want to release me, so they wound up driving another 4 hours that normally would take an hour and a half down to Suffolk, Virginia. So I get down to Suffolk, Virginia. When I get to Suffolk, Virginia, the judge come walking in. The judge came in with a bomber coat on, and he had a robe in his hand. He throws the black robe on. He got a little black gavel with him. I'm in the holding cell, and he walk up to the cell just like where I'm at behind me. So when he walk up to me in the cell, he said, he asked me my name. I verified my name. He said, well, you've been, arraigned, and your bail is revoked. Bang, and banged on the side of the door. And that was my court hearing while I was sitting in the cell. That's how dirty these people are, right? So now, in Portsmouth, that's where they had all the rats at. I mean, Suffolk. That's where they had all the rats at. If y'all from Virginia, y'all know about Suffolk. So they got all the rats in Suffolk. So they definitely couldn't keep me there because they know I'm not on rat time, and they was calling me a rat hunter back then because I went at the rats. So they sent me over there to Virginia Beach. I get to Virginia Beach, they sent me to a really nice side of the joint. You know what I mean? Let me see if I can find something to show you what it looked like over there. You know what I mean? This is it. So they sent me to a joint that was set up like this, new jail and all that. So I get over there, and that's the new side. And that's where Virginia Beach was just like a jail where they put people that had, DWIs, speeding tickets, jaywalking, little petty stuff. And now they got me in there with a kingpin charge. So I'm in there with this kingpin charge. And while I'm in there with this kingpin charge, I don't know what is going on. They moved me from this side one day to the other side, what they call the old side. The old side was real raggedy and nasty. You know what I mean? Nasty, nasty. So now I'm sitting in this old side, and that's where I met Stacy Robinson, Big L, from Butt Naked, he down with Corey that became the CEO of, Diddy's Revolt Company, Wolf co-defendant. So they put me over there on that side. When I get over there on that side, I'm chilling, I'm minding my business, and, the way they was treating us over there, being that was the federal inmate side. They took a whole dorm that had 18 cells, and they called that the federal inmate side. So they had all fed inmates over there, and everybody looking at life sentence. So now they fed us last. They fed us the last of the food. They took care of the dudes with the jaywalking and speeding tickets and DWIs. But they fed my unit that you see behind me last. So I got tired of it, So I told the homies, I said, yo, we not going for this. Why do they always run out of food? They're supposed to have little cups of ice cream. Everybody else got ice cream because they'll yell through the vent, yo, they serve ice cream. So now we're expecting to get our ice cream. By the time they come, they tell us they ran out. So after a while, I said, you know what? I'm tired of this crap. So, I talked to a couple of homies in the unit, and I said, yo, when they bring the food tray, I'm not taking my tray. So everybody else said, I'm not taking my tray either. So being that nobody took their tray, they tried to bring the lieutenant in there. The lieutenant came in with all this foolery, and he trying to tell us this and tell us that. And I'm not trying to hear none of that crap. You know what I mean? So I tell them straight up, either the food get better, you know what I mean? Either you treat us better, or it's going to be a problem, So the food got a little better, Round of applause to the food getting better. Round of applause. The food did get better, and we started getting our ice cream. That's how you got to put your leg down when you're in the joint. So now, the next beef was we only had one TV in the unit, and, of course, it's a Fed unit, where they got all federal inmates, and it was only locking up black dudes, you know what I mean? And then you had dudes in other units that was the DWIs and, jaywalking and all that. But everybody used to put, what's that, MTV. MTV was out, BT. BT just came out then, and they were showing black videos on VT. That's when they started showing the black videos. So we kept it up there, and that's where we saw Outkast and all of them up there, and what's the other one name? Brandy and Monica. I'm talking about this when Monica did that first joint. It's just one of those days. And that was one of my songs because it's definitely one of them days. And then when I got to Lewisburg, I talked to a female and I told her I liked that song, and she said, "You know what they talking about, right?" And I said, "Nah, just one of them days when shit just ain't going right." And she said, "No, she's talking about when she on that time of the month." I said, "Whoa, she's telling me I like them." Yeah, it's a song. You know what I mean? We laughed about it, whatever, and we carried on. But what they did now is being that all the black dudes and all the units in throughout the jail was taking over the TV and putting it on BT. The white dudes didn't get to watch their National Geographic and their Discovery Channel and all this other crap because we just kept it on the videos all day. So the white dudes complain we in a white town over there in Virginia Beach where the white people run the jail. You already know this means white. Where the white people run the jail, so they turn around and they tell us, one morning we wake up and there was just no BT no more. They say they took out BT, So I'm like, oh, no, first the food nasty, you know what I mean? And now they take out BET, and I'm looking at a life sentence, and it's all blacks in this unit, and we want BET. We don't care what you do with the rest of the jail, because you moved us over here to a federal jail that we supposed to be treated different. So I said, nah, we ain't going for that. So I told the homies, yo, we not going for that. I always tell the homies, we ain't going for that. So when they came in, we plugged the TV out, took it off the shelf, we put it door. They come, they say, yo, why the TV not on the stand? Is it broke? We said, nah, It's broke because it's not on BET. You don't have BET no more. They said, no, you're not allowed to have it because, you know, that MTV there too. We took out, you know, BET and MTV because that's where they showed the little black videos, but they left on the VH1 where they showed all that, you know, rock and roll, you know, videos. So you cater to the white dude, but you take out Joe. We don't want this TV in here. We don't want your food. We don't want nothing. Get up out of here. You know, so they go tell the lieutenant, sergeant in the state. So the sergeant come back, he complained. Oh, y'all can't do that. Y'all ain't running to jail. And I know it's you. You need you New York news. They come down here. Y'all think y'all running something. You city slickers. And he called me a bunch of city slickers and everything else. I didn't want to hear none of that crap. So I just, you know, we had what was that? We had like a garbage pail in the unit. So I filled it up with hot water, you know, and threw soap in it. So I took the hot water and the soap and I threw it on the TV. I said, man, this TV trash anyway. So now I done blew up the TV. So now they said, oh, no, we locking you up. So the homies is like, nah, you ain't locking the homie up. You know what I mean? They like, nah, we coming in to get him. They go and they come back and now they come in to fight. But by the time they left and came back, we done took the buckets of water, filled it up in the shower and threw it all over the floor, took shampoo, rubbed it all over the floor. And of course, you know what they gave us to wear. We wasn't allowed to wear our sneakers. So what do you think they let us wear, you know, in the county jail? Put it on in the comments. I know a lot of y'all know because y'all was in these county jails. But we wasn't allowed to wear our sneakers or our personal shoes, but instead they gave us flip-flops. You know, now you understand why I hate flip-flops. So now they come. So we got the joint all spread out and we got water on the floor. We got soap on the floor. Of course, it's warm water because the floor cold. You know, we made sure it was accommodated to fight. So we had hot water on the floor. So now the police come running in and they had the billy clubs and they trying to beat us in our cells and we fighting them out in the day room and we body slamming them, they body slamming us, they kicking us, we kicking them, we punching them, they punching us, and we rocking and rolling up in that joint all over the BET and the food because I'm tired. You know, I ain't even been locked up 6 months yet, but I'm just not going for none of this crap. You know, you put me in prison, it's the same thing like I'm on the street, I'm running shit like I ran shit on the street. So we in there fighting and, you know, I took off my little flip-flops, and a couple of the other brothers took off their flip-flops. You know, the country dudes took off their flip-flops, but my New York homies, they kept their flip-flops on because they wasn't used to walking around bare feet. I come from Jamaica where I didn't get no shoes until I was 7 years old when I got my first pair of shoes, right? So I'm used to walking around and gripping my toes in the concrete, you know, like old monkey with my monkey feet. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting there. And we fighting the police. Homies got their slippers on, and dudes falling all out their flip flops. I mean, they was everywhere. Flip flops was everywhere. Cause you know, when you in flip flops, if you move and try and body slam somebody, your foot is gonna slip because there's no support, and they gonna come off your feet. So now they fighting bare feet anyway. So we all in there fighting bare feet against the police, and we going at it. We boom, 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 and it was rocking and rolling. So as we carrying on, you know, the police coming in and they had one of the police had a stun gun billy club. That's the first time I ever seen a stun gun billy club. He had a stun gun billy club, so he coming in there and we fighting and we knocking them out and they knocking us out and we grabbing the billy club and we fighting them. But one of them, you know, the sergeant, you know, he had that stun gun billy club. That's where when you hit a button and it stun you, but it's a long black solid wood billy club with a little metal ball on the top that shot electricity out that bring you to your knees. This is 94 when they were just coming up with this type of crap. So when they come up in there, they dropped the you know, one of the homies knocked out the police. He dropped the billy club, right? The billy club falls in the water with the soap. So we there wrestling and fighting, but when the billy club fell in there, the billy club was on, and now we got shocked. So we running away from that part of the water on the floor to get to where the electricity didn't spread all the way out. So, you know, we drag them over to the other side and we bringing the fight away from the club. So then they realized that there was nobody in the front of the unit where the billy club had fell in that had the stun gun electricity thing on it. So now they say, oh, the billy club. So they said, get more billy clubs. So they go get more electronic billy clubs and they turned them on and they threw about 10 of them joints, you know, through the bars all up in the unit, you know, in the water. And now everybody there is getting electrocuted. We all getting electrocuted from these electronic billy clubs, you know, but we still fight like a mother. We body slam them. We on the ground and the electricity hit you in the back and you feel like a wet chicken on the ground. You know what I mean? With this jumpsuit on and, you know what I mean? And no shoes because, you know, we fought our way out those flip-flops. You know what I mean? That's why you rat bastards like the flip-flops, because if we had our shoes on, we would have won. But we lost, you know. keeping it 100. So we wrestling and rolling on the ground, and while we carrying on, you know what I mean? We jump from off the ground to the picnic table, and the picnic table is metal, so the electricity from the billy clubs also went from the water to the table. So we jumped on the table. We had to jump off the table because that electrocuted our feet or our ass when we sat down too. So we jumped up and we jumped on the bars, and when we jumped on the bars, that was electrocuted. Everywhere we went, it was electricity from them dropping these clubs in the water. This is how they wound up whipping us. You know, you gotta take your laws. They had the weapons, we didn't. So we had to get away because it was hurting. I ain't gonna front. You know what it's like sitting there getting electricity in your feet? You know what I mean? Because I'm standing up in this shampooed warm water, and there's an electronic billy club there with electricity, you know, just sending out all these thousands of volts. So we ran into cells and jumped on the mattress because the toilet was metal, the sink was metal, the bars was metal, the desk was metal. Only thing wasn't metal was the mattress. So now we ran the cell, we jumped on the mattress because the water, don't forget the water done came in the cell because we flooded the whole unit. So even in the cell, we getting electrocuted. So now we on the mattress, so now they come in and it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 of us in some cells, and they came in there with those electronic clubs and they just kept poking us, bang, like beds, you know, and they electrocuting us, and we sitting there, we all shocked up on the side of the wall, like, oh man, what the heck is going on? And we're like, and we getting shocked. So after they beat us down and got the little room in order, they went and locked the door. Now all 5 of us locked in, stand up on this mattress or sitting out on this mattress, waiting to see what these Europeans gonna do, because of course they locked us all in the cell because the electronic billy clubs made us go in the cell. You see how crazy these stories is? That's why the Cash App is on the screen, you rat bastards that don't understand that game is to be sold, not told. Where else you gonna get a story like this? Make sure you scroll down on the Cash App and it says it was created in 2020. It must say it was created in 2020. So now we're sitting there and they lock us in the cell and they get us under control. So now when they bring us out, of course, the dudes that didn't want to fight, they already started telling, man, that's that New York boy Black. That's what they called me. You know, they didn't even call me Unique down there. They called me Black because I had to change my name because my lawyer already told me when you get locked up, don't talk to nobody and don't talk about your case because whatever you say, they're going to bring them in to use them against you in the court of law when it's time to go to trial. So don't make my case harder by doing no bull crap like that because you already know what happened when you got this fight going on, right? So, you know, they take us out the joint, right? And they pull me out and they telling me, you know, Hall, I can't believe, you know, you came down here, you doing all this. First you poison our community with the drugs, you know what I mean? You and your co-defendants, y'all shooting people, killing people, y'all this and that. And then now you in here, you fighting the police. Man, we got somewhere for you. We got somewhere for you. We gonna tell the marshals. That's what they call the marshals, like federal marshals, like when you was in Texas and you watch them old Texas movies where the marshals round up a posse, you know, and go out and go get somebody, or the marshals track you down with one of those warrants where they got the little wanted sign that says, you know, Unique wanted $5,000, you know, what they call that reward. You know, those are marshals. So they still have them to this day, is what they still labeled as from back in the 1800s, back over in Texas. Those are like the Texas marshals. So they got the marshals. So the marshals come over there, and they tell the marshals, yo, you got to get them out of here, speed this process up, boom, 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 boom. So now I'm happy because I'm trying to get out of there anyway to get going where I'm going, get my case, get my charge so I can fight it or whatever. Because I knew I was going to be found guilty. There's no way I'm going to be there. All the cocaine I done pushed down in Virginia, there's no way in hell I was going to be there. The whole thing is just to get it over with and then fight it on appeal. And that's why I'm here to tell you about these stories 26 years later, because I had a plan. And my plan worked. Round of applause to me and my plan. Because I'm home. Round of applause to me and my plan. You know what I mean? Just like when I relax, man, relax. Just like when I got sentenced, right? When I got sentenced, I got in front of the judge. The judge asked me if I had anything to say. That's where you go grovelly. Say I had a hard life, came from Jamaica, ain't had no shoes till I was 7. I was living in Gates, and you know, in the Bronx and Brooklyn, and you know what I mean, and my family couldn't eat, and you know, it was dangerous out there. We had to carry guns at our age. But instead of saying all that crap, I just told the judge straight up, yo, send me someplace I can further my education so that when this is all over, I could go home a better man to society and hopefully start a YouTube. I didn't say YouTube because it wasn't out there, didn't know what it was. But I basically say whatever it is, I'm going out there. Prosecutor cussed me out, called me a scumbag, the worst that the society had to offer, and say that's the problem. I'm thinking I'm getting ready to go home one day, and that whatever, you know, new criminal activity they have going on in the next 40, 50 years, when I get out, I will go to that before I get a job. Prove them wrong because I'm doing YouTube. All right, round of applause to me and YouTube. Round of applause to me and you too. You know what I mean? And I definitely got to give some, calm down, y'all, calm down. Can I give the gunshots to the rat bastards? Y'all get up out of here. Y'all don't like the story because y'all don't like when a nigga get too cocky on them. But this is just how it is. This is how we do when we in the street. You know what I mean? So I'm a whole different breed. You know what I mean? So don't shoot me for being a breed. Just understand me or leave me the hell alone. So anyway, so they sent us over there, right? So I tell the judge, just send me someplace I can further my education. After the prosecutor cussed me out and all that, the judge said, I wish there was something I could do. There's nothing I could do, but, you know what I mean? Unless you work with the police, with the feds, because you already know that, I already know you under the no snitching code, so you ain't going to tell nothing, but only way to get a lighter sentence is to tell. I said, so if I told you about how poor I was and how hard I had it coming up, that wouldn't mean nothing. He said, nah, that wouldn't mean nothing. I said, so only thing I could do to help myself would be to tell. I said, so then why ask me if I had something to say, And I'm not going to tell, He said, nah, it's just procedures. We already know you're a knucklehead and you're going to go with it and go into prison. I said, all right, well, that's what it is. So they let me go. But the judge did say if I needed, I did say, he said, he wished he could help me, but he can't because I had too much drugs, right? So then now here it is when Donald Trump come in and speed it up. Donald Trump come in and sign a thing saying if we self-rehabilitated, we go back to the judge. And if your judge wanted to help you but couldn't help you because his hands was tied based on the law back at the time, that boom, 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 that this is where we at. So when he said that, you know what I mean? I said, oh, man, Donald Trump done did something. So I took all my certificates I got because I became a certified electrician, certified plumber, certified HVAC and refrigeration, certified mechanic, certified plumber, certified culinary arts, and I got my serve safe. And I took a little computing in a little college while I was in there. And then I took over 150 programs, to find out why I was twisted, anger management, criminal thinking. Like, why do I always think like a criminal is what I'm asking myself in prison? I mean, I'm in prison, and any chance I get to get over and do something illegal to make a dollar, I did it whether I needed a dollar or not. That was just me. That was my criminal thinking. So they had a class called criminal thinking. So when I go to criminal thinking, they tried to psycho-evaluate me, and they found out that I was just a nut from my environment. So I took the classes and they wrote all this down in the paperwork that I was trying to better myself and screw up my nutsy, my nutsidency. I tried to fix my nutsidency from me being crazy. But, they winds up, locking me up, sending me in the Fed. So now I send all of these stuff that I just mentioned, to the judge. And I sent that one page of the transcript where he asked me if I had anything to say. And I told him, send me someplace I could further my education. And he said, I wish I could help you, but there's nothing I could do. I said, here it is on line 5, line 15, page, 1450, whatever it was. So don't you rat bastards, don't hold me to it. But whatever page it was, I said, here's the page, and I sent him the page. Once I sent the page, Judge looked at it, and I highlighted where he said, I wish I could help you, but there's nothing I could do. I said, well, you can help me now, and I told you, I gave you my word then that I was going to better myself, rehabilitate myself, and this is what I did. I became a certified electrician, plumber, cook, HVAC, refrigeration, mechanic, plumber, surf safe, culinary arts, got computer classes, and I got some college, and I took over 150, programs and awards. Here they are, and I got what was that? And I got 3,500 hours of psychological training to find out why I'm twisted in the head, right? So I sent all that to the judge. So the judge gets all that, and don't forget, I sent the thing where he said, I wish I could help you. So I put him in there. I honored my word to you, Your Honor. And I self-rehabilitated myself, as I told you 26 years ago. So all I'm requesting and humbly asking from this court, because you got to play, you got to submit and play the goofy, like if you get pulled over on the street, right? I'm going to get back to this sentence here, but let me give you a ride. If you get pulled over on the street, don't sit there looking like this and say, yo, what's up? I got my rights. No, I don't have to put the window down. No, I don't have to show you my ID. You just play goofy. No, I'm sorry, officer. I didn't know I was speeding. I didn't even see the speed limit. But you're right. If you said I was speeding, I didn't really mean to do it. But I was really just trying to get home in time because I'm trying to get to my aged mother, or I'm trying to get to my daughter, or whatever. And just play the goofy. So they like what they think they won, and you're submissive. So you play the goofy when you get pulled over. Call them a bunch of sirs, and just play like you just scared to death. If you act like you're scared to death, that's how you get over. So don't say I didn't tell you. Don't go there trying to be old tough guy. Say, man, I'm using Mecca audio from YouTube, and he said shut the f up. Nah, you just play the goofy. Don't give them no information. Play the goofy. They ask you, where did you get it from? You say, oh, I got it from St. Barnabas Street. You know what I mean? You just make up something. You know what I mean? Anything, just so they think you cooperating with them. You know, and already knowing you know you got the right to remain silent, but you just play the goofy, and there is no St. Barnabas Street, so therefore you ain't giving them nothing, but they're going to have to look at it later, but at that time they're going to let you go, cut you loose for the paperwork. And that's how you do that. You know what I mean? Now, let's ride. So let's ride back. So now when I sent the paperwork to the judge looked at the paperwork, and I was concerned about them bringing up the riot that I just mentioned. I was expecting them to bring up the alleged riot that I was in Lewisburg. You know, I expected them to bring up the, alleged 2 stabbing of the police officer in Lewisburg. I expected them to bring up, the 6 knives I was caught with in Lewisburg. I expected them, to bring up, the attempt introduction that they gave me at Lewisburg. And I also, I was also expecting them to bring up, the different people that got punished from my time on the street, Man, I just had a flashback. But that's where we at, right? So the judge didn't bring up none of that, but the prosecutor brought all that up. The prosecutor wrote like 10 pages back, and he lists every bad act that I was ever owing and saying, don't send him home, he's a menace to society. The judge looked at my paperwork, looked at with the prosecutor, he said, hold up, he wasn't charged with none of this, he already served 26 years, and all his co-defendants is home, so I'm going to let him go, and, that's what it is. You know what I mean? And the key words that he said was, whatever I did for my first 29 years on the street, before I got locked up on this case, what I did for the last 26 years, which is almost double that, supersedes what I did in my youth, because this is who I am as a man, and I'm releasing Unique back to go do YouTube and give y'all the jewels so that y'all can follow me on TikTok. It's on the screen, Twitter, all that, Instagram, and don't forget the Cash App. Scroll down. Make sure it say it was created in 2020. Don't worry about if there's a picture of me. It's not me. I don't use a picture of me. I ain't that cute to be all on no logo. So when you see the picture of me or the logo, you know that's fake. Right? Bottom line, I don't use my picture or none of that. So, that's where we was at. So while we sitting there doing this, right, they turn around and they let me go, So, make sure you buy the book of Rowan Hall, right? See the book on the screen? Make sure you get the book of Rowan Hall. And my man Big Red get ready to put out a book that I just helped Red put out with. It should be ready tomorrow, so hopefully tomorrow I'll start promoting the book, and I'll tell you about where you can get the book from Big Red, his book. I don't even remember the name of it, to be honest, because Red wrote so many daggone books, but all of them is fire, so I'm helping Red get his book company started, not asking for $1, because this is how we give back to our own, We don't tear each other down like what I see them doing on social media. You know what I mean? With each other. We don't do that over here. We are a whole different breed. So now, like I said, they just let me go. So when they just let me go, let me just end it there. I ain't going to tell you about how I was released. If you want to hear how I was released and how I fell out and all that, if you didn't hear it before, whatever you want to hear it now, let me know. Let's get these gunshots rolling. Let's get these rat bastards in place so that they know to sit back. If you don't like what's going on the channel, you got 3 seconds to tap out before I close out. All right, and you already know. Take that with you on the way out, you rat bastards. All right? Y'all have a good day. Oh, and make sure you go check out Unique Mecca Audio TV. I'm going to change the name today. I got the videos. I put one up yesterday just so y'all could see what it looked like to go through Times Square, and that's all it is, But those videos is going to go on the other channel because I know you came over here to see this gangster shit, but over there I'm going to give y'all a tour of New York and wherever I go so you can see where I be at and all that, all right? Got everything set up. Let's tap out. Cop the book of Rowan Harlem, all right? And stop rat bastards. All right?
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Hey, oh, Mecca what? Mecca audio, Mecca what? Mecca audio, Mecca what? Mecca audio, Mecca what? Mecca audio.
Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this.
Real.
Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself linked in. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spin a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community yours. So we can give back to the youth them. Cause they the truth them. And bless up to all the root men.